stop, put the pre-order down. That shiny new $70 game, not better than these. Today, 8 PS4 classics that still destroy the overhyped stuff on your PS5. Old? Sure, outdated, not even close. By the end, you'll cancel a pre-order. You're welcome, let's go. God of War came out in April 2018, that's 8 years ago, and it still makes most new releases look lazy. You play as Kratos, a grumpy god with a big beard and an even bigger axe. His son Atreus tags along, asking questions, shooting arrows and slowly learning that dad has anger issues. Here's the magic. You throw the Leviathan axe, it freezes a monster solid, and then you press one button and it flies right back into your hand. Thunk. I've done it 1,000 times. Still not bored? The camera never cuts away, not once in the whole game. It follows Kratos like a nosy cameraman from the first scene to the last. Now compare that to today. New games charge you $70, then ask for more money the second you press start. Skins, battle passes, special editions. God of War gave you the whole story on the disc. Every weapon, every armor piece, earned by playing. What a concept. It won Game of the Year in 2018, beating Red Dead Redemption 2. And on your PS5, it runs at a silky 60 frames per second. 8 years old, and it still hits harder than an axe to the face. Because it does, repeatedly. Ghost of Tsushima launched in July 2020, and it's still one of the most beautiful games on your PS5. Yes. Still, you're Jin Sakai, a samurai on the island of Tsushima. The Mongol army invades, wipes out almost everyone, and leaves you as the last hope. So you fight back with a sword alone, and it feels incredible. Here's what makes me love it. Most open world games vomit icons all over your map. Towers, question marks, checklists. Ghost of Tsushima uses the wind. You swipe the touchpad, the wind blows and you follow it. That's it. No screen full of clutter. The game trusts you. When did a big game last trust you? Then there are the standoffs. An enemy walks up, you wait. Then one button press, one flash of steel and he drops. It's like being inside an old samurai movie. There's even a black and white mode to make it look like one. Meanwhile, new games ship broken, promise fixes soon, and sell you a roadmap instead of a finished game. Ghost of Tsushima shipped complete, gorgeous and polished on day one. In 2020, on a PS4, Golden Leaves, Red Forest, Swords in the Rain. 6 years later, new releases still can't touch it. Embarrassing for them. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice came out in March 2019 and it does something no new game dares to do. It tells you no. No difficulty settings, no easy mode, no paying to skip the hard parts. You're a ninja called Wolf in old Japan and every single enemy can and will destroy you. And I love it. Here's how fighting works and pay attention because this is genius. You don't just swing your sword like a maniac. You deflect. And enemy attacks, you tap block at the exact right moment and clang, sparks fly, his balance breaks, and you finish him with one clean strike. When you learn it, you feel unstoppable. When you don't, well, the game is called Shadows Die Twice for a reason. You will die a lot. But here's the thing, kids today might not know that feeling when you finally beat a boss after 30 tries. No loot box on earth can sell you that. You earned it with your own hands. New games shower you with rewards just for logging in. Sekiro makes you work for every inch, and that's exactly why it won Game of the Year in 2019. 7 years later, most new releases still feel like participation trophies. Sekiro feels like a black belt. Go earn yours. The Witcher 3 came out in May 2015. 11 years ago, let that sink in. This game is older than some of you watching and its side quests are still better than most brand new games' main stories. That's not a joke, that's a problem. You play as Geralt, a white-haired monster hunter with 2 swords and 0 patience. People hire you to kill monsters, but here's the twist. Half the time, the real monster turns out to be a human. The quests actually make you think. You make choices and hours later they come back to bite you. Hard. And the expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine weren't little add-ons. Blood and Wine gave you an entire new land to explore, basically a whole new game. Today, you pay $30 for a horse skin. I wish I was joking. Then in 2022, CD Projekt Red dropped a full PS5 upgrade, better graphics, faster loading, 60 frames per second. The price free pie. While other companies charge you $10 just to move your old game to your new console. So before you pre-order the next overhyped open world thing, ask yourself one question. Does it have a card game inside it that's more fun than most full games? Because The Witcher 3 does, it's called Gwent. Checkmate. The Resident Evil 2 remake landed in January 2019 and it's a lesson in how to redo a classic. Capcom took a game from 1998 and rebuilt every inch of it. New graphics, new camera, new nightmares. You play as Leon, a rookie cop whose first day on the job is a zombie apocalypse. Worst first day ever. Or you pick Claire, searching for her brother in the same doomed city. Two characters, two stories, one terrifying police station. Now let's talk about him, Mr. X. A giant man in a leather coat who hunts you through the entire building. You hear his footsteps through the walls. Boom, 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 getting closer. You're low on bullets, holding a key, praying he takes the other hallway. He doesn't. Run! That's real fear, not a cheap jump scare. Slow, creeping dread and ammo. Precious. Every bullet counts, so every shot is a decision. Compare that to lazy remasters today. Same old game, slightly shinier, full price. Capcom rebuilt this thing from the ground up and it shows in every dark hallway. The PS5 upgrade even added ray tracing for free. 7 years later, new horror games are still copying its homework. Badly. If you own a PS5 and skip this, honestly, that's the scariest thing in this video. Persona 5 Royal hit the West on March 31st, 2020, and it's the most stylish game ever made. Not one of the most, the most. You're a high school student in Tokyo by day, homework, exams, making friends. Then at night, you become Joker, leader of the Phantom Thieves, sneaking into the twisted minds of horrible adults and stealing their corrupted hearts. School by day, heists by night, best double life ever. And the style, even the menus dance. Red, black and white, everything moving like a comic book come alive. Most games treat menus like paperwork. This one treats them like art. The battles are turn-based, which some kids call old. Wrong. Knock down every enemy and your whole gang piles in for an all-out attack. The coolest finishing move in gaming? The jazz soundtrack alone is better than entire games I've reviewed. Now here's the number that matters. Over 100 hours of story. One purchase? No energy meters? No come back tomorrow timers? No paying $5 to skip the boring parts, because there are no boring parts. It scored 95 on Metacritic, one of the highest rated PS4 games ever. 6 years later, new RPGs keep copying its style and fooling nobody. Persona 5 Royal stole my heart. Most new games, they just steal your money. Metro Exodus arrived on February 15th, 2019. And it's proof that scary games don't need a jump scare every 5 seconds. You're Artyom, a survivor in Russia after nuclear war. For years, people have hidden underground in metro tunnels, believing the whole world above is dead. Then you discover the truth, it isn't. So you climb aboard a train called the Aurora and ride across the wasteland, searching for a new home. And this journey feels real. Your gas mask gets dirty, so you wipe it with your hand. Your air filters run out, so you count every single minute. Your guns get muddy and start jamming, so you clean them. No magic health bars, no glowing arrows, just you, your gear, and something howling in the dark. The seasons change as you travel, frozen rivers, burning desert, deep silent forest. Every stop tells its own story. And here's my favorite part. In 2021, they released a full PS5 upgrade, ray tracing, 60 frames per second, stunning lighting. The price? Nothing. Free. While other publishers charge you again for games you already own. No microtransactions, no online nonsense, just one long, unforgettable trip through the end of the world. 7 years later, most shooters still feel like theme parks. Metro Exodus feels like surviving. Big difference. Hollow Knight crawled onto PS4 on September 25th, 2018, and it embarrasses the entire game industry. Here's why. It was made by basically 3 people in Australia. 3? Not 3,000 developers, not a corporation full of meeting rooms. 3 people who built one of the biggest, most beautiful adventures you can play on your PS5. You're a tiny bug knight with a nail for a sword, exploring Hollow Nest, a ruined underground kingdom stuffed with secrets. Every screen is hand-drawn, every tunnel leads somewhere. No map markers holding your hand, you get lost, you explore, you find your own way, like games used to be. The bosses, over 40 of them, and some will absolutely flatten you. But when you finally win, glorious. Now for the part that makes big publishers look silly. The price? $15, $15, that's less than most deluxe edition upgrades. And the DLC, 4 expansion packs, all free, new bosses, new quests, new endings, 0 extra dollars. When the sequel, Silk Song, finally arrived last September, they priced it at just $20. These developers could charge triple and we'd all pay it, they just don't want to. So next time a $70 game begs for money at the title screen, remember the little bug that did it better for the price of a pizza. 8 classics, 0 microtransactions, not one of them begged for money at the title screen. Funny how that works. Disagree with my list? Good, that's what comments are for. Fight me down there. Agree, subscribe, cost nothing, which is more than I can say for most free games. I'm here every week calling out the hype so you don't waste your money. Now go play something old, it's probably better. No hype, no lies.